Hey, little champs. Welcome to Peaceful Whisper. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush emerald jungle, there lived a young and curious chameleon named Zippy. Zippy was no ordinary chameleon. While others in his family preferred to stay hidden and blend with their surroundings, Zippy loved to explore. His favorite pastime was to marvel at the jungle's vivid colors: the golden glow of the sun on the leaves, the fiery red of exotic flowers, and the shimmering blue of the nearby stream. One sunny morning, as Zippy wandered near the edge of the jungle, he noticed something peculiar. The flowers nearby seemed dull, their colors fading as if someone had stolen their vibrancy. The once brilliant reds and yellows had turned pale and gray. Zippy's heart sank. What's happening to the colors? He wondered aloud. As Zippy explored further, he discovered that the dullness wasn't limited to a small patch. The entire jungle seemed to be losing its luster. Even the sky, which was usually a bright, cheerful blue, now looked like an old painting with its colors washed out. Determined to find answers, Zippy ventured deeper into the jungle than he had ever dared to go before. After hours of climbing over roots and dodging thick vines, Zippy reached a clearing he had never seen before. At its center was a massive tree with silvery bark that shimmered faintly. On one of its branches sat a butterfly with delicate, iridescent wings. The butterfly's wings seemed to hold every color of the rainbow, a stark contrast to the dullness around it. "Hello there," Zippy called out, trying not to startle the butterfly. "Do you know what's happening to the colors?" The butterfly fluttered down gracefully and landed on a low branch near Zippy. "My name is Lila," she said in a soft, melodic voice. "And yes, I know. A shadowy creature called Murk has been stealing the colors. He hides them away in his dark cave beyond the mountains. If he's not stopped, our entire world will turn gray." Zippy's eyes widened. "That's terrible. Can't someone stop him?" Lila sighed. "Many have tried, but Murk is cunning. He hides in the shadows and his cave is protected by tricks and traps. But you, Zippy, might have a chance. You're a chameleon and you can blend in with your surroundings. With courage and cleverness, you could sneak into his cave and free the colors." Zippy hesitated. The thought of facing a shadowy creature in a dark cave sent shivers down his spine. But then he looked around at the fading jungle and thought of how beautiful it used to be. He knew he had to try. "I'll do it," Zippy said firmly. "But I'll need your help, Lila." Lila's wings shimmered with approval. "Of course, together we'll restore the colors." The journey to Murk's cave was long and treacherous. Lila led the way, her glowing wings acting as a beacon in the increasingly dull landscape. Zippy followed closely, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. As they climbed the rocky slopes of the mountains, they encountered their first challenge. A deep ravine blocked their path, and the only way across was a rickety old bridge swaying in the wind. Zippy froze. "What if the bridge breaks?" he whispered. Lila landed on his shoulder. "Trust yourself, Zippy. You're lighter than you think, and your claws are strong. Take it one step at a time." Gathering his courage, Zippy stepped onto the bridge. It creaked and swayed, but he focused on Lila's encouraging words. Step by step, he made it across, and Lila fluttered behind him. "You're braver than you realize," Lila said with a smile. Zippy's confidence grew as they continued their journey. But when they finally reached Murk's cave, his bravery was tested once more. The entrance was dark and foreboding, with tendrils of shadow curling out like smoke. "Stay close to me," Lila whispered. "And remember, you can blend in. Use your colors wisely." As they entered the cave, Zippy felt the temperature drop. The air was heavy and the shadows seemed to move on their own. Deeper inside, they found rows of glass jars lined up on stone shelves. Each jar contained swirling colors: reds, blues, greens, and yellows, all trapped like tiny storms. "There they are," Zippy exclaimed. But before he could reach for a jar, a deep, raspy voice echoed through the cave. "Who dares enter my domain?" From the shadows emerged Murk, a towering creature made of darkness itself. His eyes glowed like burning coals, and his presence filled the cave with an oppressive weight. Zippy's instincts told him to run, but Lila's voice rang in his mind. Blend in, Zippy. Stay calm. Using his chameleon abilities, Zippy changed his colors to match the rocky walls of the cave. Mirk's fiery eyes scanned the room, but he couldn't see Zippy. Lila, meanwhile, fluttered in front of Mirk, drawing his attention. Why are you stealing the colors, Mirk? She asked boldly. Mirk growled. Colors are wasted on the world. They're too bright, too happy. I prefer the gray. As Mirk spoke, Zippy inched closer to the jars. His tiny claws made no sound on the stone floor. He carefully reached for a jar filled with golden sunlight, his heart pounding. But just as his fingers touched the glass, Mirk turned suddenly. What are you doing? Mirk roared, lunging toward Zippy. Thinking quickly, Zippy grabbed the jar and rolled to the side, blending into the shadows. Mirk swiped at the air but missed. Lila darted around his head, her shimmering wings distracting him further. Over here, Mirk, she called, leading him away from Zippy. With Mirk's attention diverted, Zippy climbed up the shelves and began opening the jars one by one. As each jar was opened, the colors inside burst forth like fireworks, racing out of the cave and back into the world. The reds returned to the flowers, the blues to the sky, and the greens to the leaves. The cave grew brighter with each released color, and Mirk howled in frustration. Stop, he bellowed, but it was too late. Zippy opened the last jar and a brilliant rainbow shot out, filling the cave with dazzling light. Mirk shrank back, covering his eyes. You may have won this time, he growled, retreating into the deepest shadows. But I'll be back. And with that, he vanished. As Zippy and Lila emerged from the cave, they were greeted by a transformed world. The jungle was alive with color once more vibrant than ever before. The flowers swayed in the breeze, the stream sparkled like liquid sapphire, and the sky was a radiant blue. The other animals of the jungle gathered to cheer for Zippy and Layla. You did it, Zippy, they cried. You saved the colors. Zippy's cheeks turned a light shade of pink with pride. I couldn't have done it without Lila, he said, glancing at his brave butterfly friend. Lila smiled. And I couldn't have done it without you. You showed courage and cleverness, Zippy. The jungle owes you a great debt. From that day on, Zippy was known as the Color Keeper, the chameleon who saved the jungle from a world of gray. And though he continued to explore, he always made sure to appreciate the vibrant, beautiful world around him. And so, Zippy and Lila lived happily ever after, in a jungle that was forever bright and full of life. Thanks for watching, champs. Just don't forget to like and subscribe.